I really want to play some of my old N64 games, but how do I hook it up to my TV? Hey guys, Aaron here, and you might have been wondering that question yourself. How do you get your old N64 or other consoles for that matter up and running on your brand new HDMI TV, or if you want to capture some gameplay footage through a capture card, for example. So in this video I'm going to have a look and see if it's possible using a small device that I got the other day, and I haven't actually used it yet. So this video is going to be a bit of an experiment as well, really. So before we actually hook things up, I'm just going to talk about the cables that did come with the N64. So in the UK at least, it come with an RF cable. Like many of the other consoles, single cable plugged into the back of your TV, and if you were lucky enough, after tuning in the channel, you would discover a picture on the screen. It was never a great picture, if I'm being honest, but it did the job. Now we've got also another cable. This one's called the Composite Cable. Now this one has 3 different cables, as you can see, red, yellow and white. 2 of these were for the audio, so that will give you stereo sound, whereas the other cable was just mono, and one of them is the video. So this is actually going to be the cable that I'm going to use today to get this all up and running. So I've got a little device here. There's plenty of them around there. They all probably do the same thing. They're only about £10, $15. I think I got this one off of eBay or Amazon a while ago. And yeah, this claims to be able to turn the signal of these 3 cables into HDMI like we've got around the back. And hopefully we're going to get a picture. Now on the side here you can choose between 720p, 1080p. I honestly don't think it's going to make too much of a difference with an N64, but yeah, we'll see what happens with that. So I think we're all pretty much good to go, so we're going to just set the N64 up and see if it works. Okay then, so we've got the N64 here. Look at it, beautiful. So let's start things off, plug in the power in. I think that's got it. So we might as well plug a joypad in as well. Okay then, so we've got the adapter. Now I'm going to have to plug the, let's have a look. So this plugs into the back of the N64. So let's just quickly do that right now. So that goes into the audio visual port. Nice. And let's get this cable just plugged in. So we need the video, and then we got the sound, and we just want a HDMI cable. Let's get that plugged into like so, and yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. Let's get a cartridge and just give that a go then. Okay, so we've got no signal. So what are we missing? Okay, so we do need to plug USB in. So let's give that a go. So yeah, it's just basically one of these type of cables. Micro USB, I believe it's called. So that can just plug in there. And I'm just going to plug that into my PC actually. Hopefully it will work off USB port. And hopefully we'll get this working. So it does seem to have 2 settings on here. Can't really pull it any closer, but we've got 720p and 1080p. So I'll leave it on 1080p because hopefully that will give us a better image.
It's me, Mario.
It works. Amazing. So I believe this is my original cartridge. So I'm hoping the saves are still working. Yeah, 120 stars. Must have completed it twice, long time ago. So let's choose the first save file and give it a go. I mean, it does look pretty good from what I can see here. The music sounds okay as well. Let's just have a look around the grounds, I guess. Actually, I think there's a cannon down here, so let's head down. Try and get up onto that castle. If I can get the aiming right. Probably not. Am I going to make it? I don't think so. But yeah, overall happy with this, how it's going so far. And I must admit, actually being able to use the N64 joypad's really nice here. I did play through this recently using the Wii U, and it really didn't quite feel the same. So let's swap over to a different game. Let's put Lilac Wars on. Now, Lilac Wars was called Star Fox in America for some really weird reason. In the UK and other parts in Europe, it was called Lilac Wars. I think there was some problem with the name. Maybe it was too close to Star Wars, or Star Fox was registered by someone else. I can't remember. Too long ago. So let's get a game started. Main game. I used to love this game. It's quite easy to play through. Only usually takes an hour and a half, but you get all these different routes through the game.
It's about time you showed up, Fox.
I'll do my best. Andros won't have his way with me.
It was also like one of the first N64 games to have a lot of voices in. There were a few other games like Mario, but it was just like the occasional voice, whereas this game had full voice acting. So let's just try this out for a bit then. I used to be really good at this game, probably not so much anymore. Hopefully Slippy won't get my way.
Slippy, get back here! Slippy, watch out! Don't be on your tail!
Yeah, Slippy is probably the most annoying character in a Star Fox game ever, I would say.
I thought they had me.
Anyway, I mean, that's looking pretty good from what I can tell so far. No real issues there. So I think I'm going to swap over to a different game now. Let's give the classic Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time a go then. Just pop that in. And there we go. So this was actually the second cartridge I tried. The first one I couldn't get working for some reason. But there's a massive intro on this game, so I'm going to probably fast forward through that. Now, I'm not too sure if I've got save files on this one. Tristan and Winnie, no, 100% not me. This must have been one of the ones I was given or picked up at a sale somewhere. So let's just put ADH in and get this started. Such a classic game, Ocarina of Time. One of the most awaited games, I would say. So yeah, we've got a lot of intro here, so I'm going to fast forward through. The intro of the game, yeah, it takes a bit of time to get through, but it really sets up the mood of the game. You see Ganon here, kidnapping Zelda, running off into the distance. And yeah, you kind of get this little sequence with Navi, telling Link to head off to the Deku Tree. So yeah, it kind of sets the game up, as you can see here. So Navi is going to kind of hunt me down in Kokiri Forest. And we should be waking up as well. When she makes it, of course. Yes, I mean, this looks fine anyway. And yeah, actually being able to use the N64 pad for this would definitely be good. Because I really struggle using any other controllers. It just doesn't feel the same using the actual analog stick and the C buttons on this. From this onto another joypad anyway. So yeah, we've got the Great Jet Deku Tree. We've been summoned. Can we actually get out of here? So let's head over to the entrance. Not much of a house, is it really? Just a bed in there. Couple of tables. Inside of a tree trunk, of all things. So let's get down the ladder, have a little look around while I can. So Ocarina of Time had Z targeting, So hopefully I might be able to use that. Oh, we can roll, there we go. Yeah, there's the Z targeting. It was a pretty big deal for this game actually. It made it so easy to lock onto enemies and then go in for an attack. But yeah, that seems to work absolutely fine. And finally, our last game for today, Banjo Kazooie. And yes, believe it or not, despite what people tell you, blowing on the cartridges does seem to work, because I couldn't get this working until I did that. So, Banjo Kazooie, another game I haven't played in a long time. I do believe there was a port to the Xbox 360 which I played for a bit, but yeah, it looked better than the N64, but was it as good? I'm not too sure. I kind of like the N64 pad for this one. So hopefully my saves are still on this as well. So we need to set the language up. Let's go English, of course. So yeah, I don't actually know if I ever completed this one. It didn't look it actually. I remember getting pretty far through the game and another game coming out at the time. So yeah, seems to be looking good anyway. Can we get inside the picture? Don't think we can do that yet. We can't go up the ramp either, so let's take a look over to the right. So there we go. I was pretty happy with it actually for the cost. Every game seemed to play okay. The picture quality wasn't perfect, but this is just a cheap device. There's probably other devices out there that does get a better picture. Now, I know there are some people that have actually put HDMI ports on some of their older consoles, like the N64 and the GameCube, I believe. But you're going to be spending a lot of money just to do that. You might as well perhaps use emulation devices, and hopefully Nintendo does bring out an N64 Mini at some point, because with the Super Nintendo Mini, the NES Mini, the picture quality in those is great, and it's so easy, plug and play. So yeah, I think for the time being, if you want to use an N64 and actually use a joypad without resorting to emulation using other pads, this is probably the way to go here. If you actually want to buy one of these devices, I'll put one or two links down in the video description. Have you tried one of these for yourself? Maybe let me know what you thought of it. What was the results? If you got any questions as well, just leave them in the comments. Maybe give the video a thumbs up. And if you do want to see other content like I've done today, maybe subscribe to the channel and let me know. Thanks for watching. See you again.